Hi, welcome back to BrainFLoTv. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, family, and let's get right into this topic. Lil Big Brother Ray J. Y'all know Ray J, right? Brandy's brother, Ray J. Ray J's name for some reason has always been in the mix. For instance, when Whitney Houston was found dead in that hotel, it was said that Ray J was seen leaving hours before she was discovered dead. And, the rumor was that Ray J had connections to the streets, who had connections to Whitney Houston's drugs of choice. So he would be like her little errand boy. He would deliver her drugs to her whenever she was in that part of the world, type of thing. And he might have delivered to Whitney a bad batch that had something to do with fentanyl or whatever the case may be, and it ended up taking Whitney's life. Now, I don't know how true that is, and I'm not co-signing that. I'm just telling you the rumors that were out there back then when Whitney passed away, just to say that Ray J's name was in the mix. Now here's Ray J today, as Ray J explains why he thinks that P. Diddy will be found not guilty in this criminal trial. So Diddy is facing charges of alleged sex trafficking and racketeering in the ongoing criminal trial, which continues on Wednesday, right? All right, y'all seen Diddy's trial so far. It's a mess, okay? It's all over the place. I'm personally surprised that the feds would bring such a case that seems so baseless, where even the average person can look at the case and say, this is not what they said it was going to be. So Ray J thinks that Diddy will end up walking away from this case a free man after its troubles and its rounds have been completed in New York City. So appearing on a recent episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored, Ray J argued that the prosecution has yet to provide P. Diddy is actually guilty of all the alleged crimes that he's facing, the sex trafficking, the racketeering. Overall, he said Diddy is facing 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He said, I personally think it's going to happen faster than a lot of people think, because I think we're all starting to see what it is, even if you're on the other side of it, Ray J said. Now, the funny thing is, Ray J is saying he thinks it's going to happen faster than we think. That's crazy, because the feds actually just put out notification that they're ahead of schedule and that they are going to be finishing faster than expected. So you see, what he is predicting is pretty much in line with what they're saying. Also, the judge recently told the feds, Judge Subramanian recently told the feds in court, y'all are going to have to start showing some proof for these charges, the sex trafficking and the racketeering, because so far I haven't seen any. For a judge to say that, that kind of tells you like, oh, exactly what everybody else is saying. Where is all the stuff that we thought we were going to see P. Diddy get on the stand and get exposed? A bunch of pictures and videos showing people forced and coerced and hurting and being dragged from one place to another and sold as sex slaves, or being ran through on video, somebody being pinned down and somebody saying, no, stop. And we were expecting to see so much more. And all we have gotten so far is Diddy and Cassie's relationship that lasted over a decade, almost 11 years. Yes, we know now that he was abusive to Cassie, but if we believe one side, we must also believe the other side, because we were not there. And there are people who were there who have said that Cassie was also abusive to Diddy, right? So back to Ray J. Ray J said, I mean, the justice system is the system. Where does this fit? It's off. It's off. I don't like it, and I want to be vocal about it, he said. He then said that there are crimes for which he thinks that Diddy is allegedly guilty, but not the one for which he's on trial for. And again, I agree with him. I think Diddy is guilty of, for sure, of abuse. He is guilty for sure of spousal abuse or domestic abuse, but definitely not racketeering, not sex trafficking. I honestly think that Diddy will get out of this, and I think that there's nothing there, he claimed. That's what Ray J said. He also said, I think they made their point. Whatever they were trying to make, your point is made. Now let Diddy out. Free Diddy, he said on the Piers Morgan show. And I can't help but to agree with them. You know the part where Ray J said, I think they made their point? Ray J is an insider to the industry, right? For some reason, and don't take this lightly, Ray J also knows when to act crazy and when to act corporate, sane. So, looking at this and hearing him say, I think they made their point, whatever it is point they were trying to make, I think Ray J knows exactly what he is saying, but not privy to let too much out to the public. He's been playing this game since he was a kid. He has all the connections within the industry of high-ranking people. He knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes. I think they made their point. I think they made their point too. I honestly think that this case against Sean P Diddy Combs was to embarrass him, was to expose his private life, his happenings, was to drag him through the mud, was to bring him as closely as possible to losing everything, to being convicted and treated like a criminal, to have him feel low, and to have everybody witness his fall, as in letting them know that he's a big guy of stature and status, but he is not the guy at the top of the food chain. We still run this. He, as big as he is, has handlers, has superiors, and y'all better recognize that. He, for sure, better recognize that. You're getting a little bit too big for your britches, boy, I think is what the message was. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. You can leave your personal opinion under this video if you want to as well. Ray J's comments kind of seem the same as several high-powered attorneys and regular attorneys who have seen this case. Attorneys unrelated to this case who have spoken to NBC News following the second week or third week of testimonies in this trial. They are also saying the same thing. One thing all attorneys have said so far in common is that the prosecution has yet to prove that Sean P Diddy Combs is guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. Now, you might not take that for nothing, but if every single attorney who looks at this case has said the same thing, even the ones who are on the side of the prosecution, they want to see Diddy go down. They still are saying, I don't see it. They haven't proven it yet. Maybe there's more coming. Let's wait and see. The group explained that the jury will have to conclude that Diddy was allegedly leading a criminal enterprise with a group of people engaging in criminal acts in order to get a conviction. All this group of people the jury has seen is a domestic situation, a messed up relationship between a man and a woman who were into some freaky things. And the woman now has regrets. One of the attorneys, Rachel Ming, noted that it was still very early in the case, which could last up to 8 weeks. And this is a very long trial, and all of the evidence doesn't come in through one witness. So we got to keep on paying attention to see what the prosecution might throw out next. But so far, they still have not thrown out anything that will say definitely Sean P Diddy Combs is guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering. So, shout out to Ray J for giving his 2 cents because, you know, it goes in line with what everybody else is seeing. As badly as you might want Diddy behind bars, as much as you might think he is not a good person, the prosecution has not proven these charges they have brought against him. I side with Ray J on that. And I side with all the attorneys who've said the same on that. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and we'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. Hit that subscribe button. Help us to continue to grow. I'll talk to you later. I'm out. Peace.